actually used the exact same song, perhaps, at last week.
That's all right.
I just saw the name again. I saw Amber C, and at some point that song played during last week's archive podcast, which you can find obviously on YouTube if you happen to go there. If you missed last week, shame on you. It was a good one.
I missed
feel.
it. Oh, wait, no, I was here.
I swear you were here.
Oh, I was here.
God.
That's true.
I haven't quite worked out
week.
that like animatronic thing when either one of us can't make it for some reason. The other one can just like show up. Hey, Chungus, how's it going? Beverage connoisseurs, what's up?
All right. Wow.
Sunshine, good to see you as well. Happy Thursday to everybody. If you're watching some basketball, there's already some games going on. It is March Madness when we're recording this. Again, hopefully you guys are having a good day. If you are new and just happen to walk in and shockingly, like literally as we've only been live for like a few minutes, I should point this out that I'm Andrew.
And I'm Keith.
And we are About Beverages. And that's what we're going to be about. A lot of beverages tonight. We've actually got a lot to get through. So we
have to do it in an hour because we want to watch the basketball. No, I'm just kidding. We might go in a little bit over into the starting of the U of A game.
We'll keep an eye on it. Yes.
But we'll
obviously
figure it out.
Wildcat country here, Wildcat fans. So you were lurking. I knew it, Chungus. I knew you were lurking. So we last week and into the beginning of this week, we had a huge plan of like, you went and did some beer shopping, and then that kind of formulated what we were going to have today.
Right.
You brought the majority of what we're having today, and then I
happened to text me when I was at Tap and Bottle.
Perfect timing.
And I was like, "Oh my gosh, there's good stuff here."
Yeah, I was stalking you. I was actually out in the parking lot. I was like, "He's here finally." Hey, Pocket, how are you? Good to see you. Sunshine, right. Thank you for the lurk as well. I appreciate it. So anyway, that kind of came together, and then all of a sudden yesterday, I was seeing things on Twitter. Tomorrow's National Cocktail Day, and I was like, "Well, shit, we don't have a cocktail to go with for the show." Aha!
We talked about a couple things really quickly, and
we did.
Ultimately, fortunately, went back to an old favorite.
Yeah, an old favorite / slightly newer favorite. No, wait.
Yeah.
Favorite. We had the spicy Caesar.
Okay.
This is the mild.
Oh,
so you're at least getting to try something different.
I'm getting to try something.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. I think you should give it a shot.
I will give it a shot.
But yeah, so we've got a Bloody Mary here today for today's cocktail National Cocktail Day. Cheers to all of you.
And yes, and National Cocktail. Ooh, my glass disappeared.
I know. That's the one thing I would like to someday be able to figure out how to fix, is that you can actually see the glasses completely, which I guess is a lighting thing. Maybe I can get a lighting supervisor here at some point. That would be nice. Oh my gosh, starting off with the big numbers.
What's the story, Noel? Thirsty guy walks into a bar. You finish it.
Baker, thank you for the 47-month resubscribe. That is absolutely insane.
If my math is correct, that's 1 month short of 4 years.
That is almost right there.
Wow, we've been doing this back again for 4 years.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Woo.
Yeah, it's actually just like slightly 1 month off because I think it was like a week ago, Lucky. You know Lucky.
Oh, of course.
Everyone knows Lucky.
Who doesn't know Lucky?
I don't know if there's anyone that actually doesn't know Lucky.
Who hasn't been the recipient of a sub from Lucky?
Yeah, that's also true. But anyway, he was in here and he hit his 48 months, so he was at the 4 year. So that was the maximum number right there. Baker, thank you so much for the sub and the tier 2, no less. Not just tier 1, tier 2. So you get an extra emote with that. Thank you very much. Cheers. And cheers was up there as well.
This does have a little bit. This is the mild. Still has some good spice though.
I thought the same thing. I have been enjoying this already. So as we always say, full disclosure, I have had this one. But yeah, this is the mild. We had the spicy, which I thought was a little spicy, but it still has quite a bit of kick.
Yeah, there's still some kick. I still want some tortilla chips with this.
Yeah, that would definitely be a good addition to it. But yeah, I still really like this. I know you guys, if you guys are following on Twitter, which you should be. I don't know why you wouldn't be, because it's pretty good follow there. But Twitter, I definitely have mentioned them quite often because I really love their products. Hashtag not an ad. We have no sponsorship with them at all, other than just enjoying what they produce and enjoy the story behind their company.
And I can't remember, do you have to order this, or can you go? Is this
This is something you do have to order. Yeah, you have to order it from them. And it's neat too. Like if you actually are on their website subscribing to different things, they do sometimes put out like little gift packages that have like some extra things in them, and they're very limited release. Like it's not like they always have them in stock. Because there was one I got around the holidays that I think had a jar of each, the mild and the spicy, and then it came with like extra seasoning that you could put around the rim.
Nice, okay.
Some stuff. And I wound up actually using that seasoning when I made burgers the other night. I actually used that as a seasoning. It was really good. So
Tostitos lime chips, yes, that would be good.
Oh yes, yeah, the Tostitos lime chips, that would be fantastic. Chungus, good call.
Very mouth-watering and savory and delicious. So I would drink it, and I am drinking it Just like that.
Just like that.
Just like it is.
I would definitely. I think this is literally my favorite Bloody Mary mix of all, and I love a good Bloody Mary. But I think it's definitely probably my favorite mix or one that I've ever had. Like, it is such a great base. There's just the extra horseradish that seems to be in there. Some of the other savoriness that's there is just. It's just fantastic. It's definitely not. I mean, it's not super expensive, but it's also not cheap. It's like $14 or $15 for one of those jars that makes you, depending on how much vodka you put with it,
makes you one. No,
makes you one.
That's a single serving size right there.
Single serving size. I think it's a 16 or 20 ounce. I don't know. It's your standard mason jar size worth. It's really cool. Like I said, I a lot of value. If you want to extend it a little bit, I'm sure you could buy a little bit of V8 and top that in there. If these are a little too spicy for you for some reason, you could always do that just to kind of mess with the recipe a little bit, have your dollar grow a little farther. But very much recommend
some
these.
Good spice even from the mild. So I think either one will do it.
I think so. Yeah, it'll definitely stand up to a good amount. I thought I didn't do it for these. I kept thinking about it because I still have a little bit left. If you want to go the extra mile, you could do the hemp vodka that we had earlier. Like I said, that would have been a good one.
Oh yeah, a little extra
savory in there too, like another layer of savory stuff. Why has that name of that company escaped me? It's the name of the city.
Humboldt.
Thank you. Humboldt vodka. Like I said, yeah, their Humboldt's Finest was the one that actually had the hemp in it. Like I said, which I know you can find throughout most of California and a lot of the West Coast. They don't actually make it. See them? I did not see that. I think you can order them at Total Wine, perhaps, if you're in California. I don't think I've seen them here yet.
Okay,
but anyway, a little bit of a sidetrack there. So we have met our our requirement for National Cocktail Day by having Bloody Mary. I actually looked up, like, it was as dumb as it sounds for a second. I was like, is Bloody Mary considered a cocktail? Like, sometimes when I think of a cocktail, I think it was like, I was just like, it was one
I don't know what the definition of a cocktail is.
It was one of those weird, like 11:30 at night, like, I'm kind of figuring things out, like typing. I was like, is that a mixed drink or a cocktail? Is there a difference?
Are they
what
the
is
same?
it? Yeah, also in my head. Yeah, I think it's all the same.
Mixed drink and
it's like I said, if you're mixing ingredients together, it's now a cocktail. I mean,
cocktail.
Just usually when I think of that, it's usually always like gin or whiskey, but for some reason that's this is more a breakfast beverage. Which
tomato juice and vodka.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's a cocktail.
Yeah, that is. As long as I have put two ingredients together, it is officially a cocktail. It could be as sad as it could be, but it's still a cocktail.
I guess we could look further down the line in the calendar and see what sort of holidays are fall. National Gin and Tonic Day, or Gin Month, or Bourbon Year or something. Bourbon Year, no, the year of the bourbon.
Well, that's every year, right? Am I right? Come on, please.
Yes, it is quite. It's quite good. Quite yummy.
Okay. Drinks holiday calendar. Oh, I see one there we got to worry about. All right. So we are in March. So obviously, okay. Yep. Don't need your ad right now. The 27th is International Whiskey Day. But we're not.
As opposed to just national.
4/6 is New Beer's Eve. What the hell's that?
That's because it's National Beer Day on the 7th.
Oh my God, there is a National Gin and Tonic Day.
Okay.
4/9. Holy shit. National Tea Day. Cinco de Mayo, of course. There is just in general National Beverage Day. I appreciate that they finally have created a holiday just for us. It's super, super nice. I appreciate it.
So if we keep going on, so the 7th, there's nothing on May 7th,
Kentucky Derby Day. So that would be like, we should do a mint julep.
We could do that.
We should make a note of that.
What was, if you go farther back, wasn't there something on the 7th of April?
National Beer Day. Would we be podcasting on the 7th?
That's 2 weeks from today.
So we're going to have mixed drinks. No beer next week. No beer next week. No beer next week. And then the week after, beers again, and like completely new things that we haven't had before.
Okay.
Cinco de Mayo is always good. But yeah, Kentucky Derby Day. Yeah, I have not made many mint juleps, so maybe we have to go that route.
We did do that, though. Podcast, I thought.
Did we actually muddle?
I think we did.
I don't believe that. That seems like something someone have to go in the archives.
You have to go to the archives at AboutBeverages.com and check it out.
World Paloma Day.
Okay. That's
National Mimosa Day. National Wine Day. Are we on the 25th?
I don't know about that.
Wait, why is Mint Julep Day the 30th, but then Kentucky Derby Day is the 7th? I disagree with those. That should not be off like that. National Moonshine Day, World Cider Day, Cognac Day, Bubbly Day, International Dark
Bubbly
and
Day.
Stormy
Every day's
Day.
good to
What
be
the hell
bubbly
is
day.
that? I mean, I know what a dark and stormy is, but please. World Gin Day, June 11th.
Okay.
National Rosé Day. Bourbon Day is June 14th. We have to make sure we're broadcasting on June 14th. World Martini. Oh my God. All right. I'm going to bookmark this website because I'm going to forget all this stuff.
Okay.
This is pretty good. If people want the, I'll even quickly put this in chat if people want to go through and find out their favorite holidays of how they associate with beverages. And actually, I'll even put it in the Discord, !Discord, if you want to go in there and see what holidays coincide with things that you want to have.
Oh, I could just drink that straight. That's all I need.
It's just really good.
It's just
yeah, it's just delicious.
It's yummy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's thick enough that even when you water it down with other things, whether it's vodka, I mean, you could, and some people actually do, Bloody Marias. You can put tequila in there. Like, you don't have to be with vodka. Like, you can go other routes. I don't know if whiskey would work in this. That does not seem like one that would work to me. I think tequila would. A Blanco
Maybe
tequila.
if it was like what are they the clear, a non-aged whiskey or something.
Oh, sure.
Might,
a moonshine, perhaps.
Yeah, something like that.
But
For
yeah,
Moonshine Day.
it's just really, really good. Definitely.
How did we just completely destroy our palates for lagers?
Yeah, I know. So that is
We'll have to
we're
reset with a chip or something. We'll have to
I've got some salty chips out there.
Your little snack corner has over there.
Snack corner. Little snack corner sat in the
count all the bees in the hive.
Okay. Have you seen?
Return to snack corner.
Speaking of Little Jack Horner, which then made me think of Little Boy Blue, which made me think of Matthew Stafford, because that's what our brother used to always call Matthew Stafford as Little Boy Blue. I don't know why.
Now he's
but it was
Little Boy
funny.
Super Bowl champ.
Yeah, he is. He's still blue. Have you seen his commercial for AT&T? It's actually pretty funny. I actually did chuckle. I LOL'd.
I may have. Sounds familiar, but
He's trading. He's like getting a new phone, and it's with the cute girl from AT&T where they're doing their little thing back and forth. And she's like, "Oh, so you need it?" He's like, "Yeah, I've had this for a while. I've had it for about 12 years. It's been really good. I don't want to leave it. I've always been a huge fan of it, but it might be time, or there might be something down there." So like literally leaning into like that, I love Detroit and like all this kind of stuff going on and on and on. And then it's like, she's like, "Oh yeah, that'd be fine. This would be a nice upgrade." And he's like, "So on the other side of this, there could be something that would be beneficial to me, but I always love the other place, even no matter what goodness this brings to." It's very, and then at the very end, he kind of does like a little wink to the camera, like, "All right, that's pretty funny. Like I'm okay with it." He seems like an okay guy.
Yeah.
So whatever. What it is.
The Rams had their moment in the sun. Now
they did.
That Bears in 2028. No, I'm just
kidding. 2023.
Okay, just a couple years away.
No, maybe.
Oh, you're saying next year, the Super Bowl? No, probably not.
No, I'm not that delusional. I hope we make the playoffs.
Yeah,
I'm optimistic for some playoff, especially with the expansion of the play. Like everything else is almost.
Yeah, every team gets in.
That's about how basketball feels usually. It's like when there's teams that used to be in the East, like the conference, like it was always nuts. Where it was like, this team is not even 500 and they're going to be the 8th seed.
Well, and now there's like
which is better
play-in
now.
Game, and
they've kind of changed some things up with that too. Yeah. But at least the Bulls are they've dipped a little bit, but the Bulls are still doing really solid this year, which is nice. The Suns are doing well, so. Yep. A couple good basketball teams we can keep rooting for, which is nice.
U of A plays, as we said, shortly. So
hopefully they keep playing longly and keep going deeper into the tournament. Love to see a Final Four, even if we don't go any further than that. Like at least to make it to the Final Four would be pretty cool for what we went through and had to absorb during the Sean Miller years.
Still be. I was reading an article today. And that's not done yet. That there still could be penalties.
See, that's weird. Like I read an article that said the exact opposite because we had imposed our own sanctions last year.
Everything else, that helped.
And then they said that that it was done.
Okay, well,
again,
I was reading
like
this morning.
I don't know if there was.
This is this morning. Was talking about how Kansas and the U of A are both, in the Sweet 16. This, that, the other, but still could face penalties. But that the one good thing was that. Well, two good things is that U of A got rid of, the head coach responsible or that was, overseeing at that time. And then that they also did impose sanctions on themselves.
Yeah.
And Kansas has done neither of those things.
No, because Bill Self is a piece of garbage.
He's still there.
And I said it. It's not even the vodka talking.
Because there is no vodka. Oh, at least not in mine.
Don't you understand there is no vodka?
I have no life insurance. Just this place.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so we've got a lot of beers today. Sunshine, when she was here earlier before she hit the lurk, she hit the beverage command, and there was multiple beers we're having today. We're kind of tying together into two podcasts, so let's get that back in chat. So we had, it's at the very end there, we had the Bloody Mary mix. That's a link to their website if you want to check out any of their stuff. Like, again, if you do like a good Bloody Mary, it is super delicious. They're both a little on the spicier side, so that kind of depends, but you can always, take those
was definitely
down.
not bland by any means.
No, not
and
at
it
all.
doesn't say bland, it says mild. So.
It does not. Yes, that is true.
Everybody said bland.
That is very
boring.
true.
I like their boring Bloody Mary mix.
So we've got a couple different podcasts we're going to tie together. The first one is going to be a tale of two lagers. One a little more on the traditional side, and the other one kind of a new IPA lagery side, which we'll talk about. It's not actually like an IPL. It's not an India Pale Lager. They do a little bit of a twist on that. But
I'm glad you did a deeper dive into that. All I read was the can.
Because I was just trying to, like, when you said that it didn't say lager, I was like, well, is it actually a lager, or are they just using that as the name? And finally I found they're like, yes, you do, and they just do a different process, which we'll get into briefly when we podcast. So we have those will be tied together. And then the next one that just kind of came up out of nowhere was you had bought a Dogfish 90-minute IPA,
right?
Which is one we have reviewed way in the past. You'd really have to go in the archives. No video on that one, I don't think. That's probably
not. Did we do that?
I'm pretty sure that was one of our early IPAs, because I was like, because it was, if you go back and listen to the podcast, it's probably hilarious where I'm talking about like, I'm surprised I like this IPA, and like it's like that kind of.
And oh my god, it's $3 for a bottle.
That
or
was
whatever it was.
Oh my
this
god,
was actually under $3 now. So, but back then it was probably. Oh my god, I'm paying $2 for a.
There was
that'd be a $12 six pack.
What was the one?
Oh my god,
there was like a Stone beer we watched recently where we were looking at the thing and it was like. And all right, now it's almost $4, and we're like, oh my god, like we're like $6, whatever. Like we're just buying anything and everything now. Introvert, 3 cheers to you. How are you doing this fine evening?
We hope you enjoy your stay.
We'll find out at the end. We'll know by the time he either chooses to leave or lurk, or just, when we finish the podcast, we'll find out. But yeah, so we've got those to enjoy, and then like I said, the Dogfish 90-minute. You had one of those, which was one we always really enjoyed, always really liked that.
Yep.
And then kind of so that's the protagonist.
Yes,
the protagonist. So the antagonist of this story would be the Bell's Brewery Hopslam, which we always think is overrated.
Right.
I've not ever even found it that great.
No.
But I bought another one because people keep bringing it up to me. They actually, apparently no one's watching our reviews because like we keep
no one
saying,
cares.
We keep saying like, oh, it's okay. And like had someone even in Discord the other day was like, hey, pick one of these up if you have that. I was like, yes, we have. And I'm like,
our viewers don't care.
I'm always a little bit disappointed by it, but I bought another one because it's not super expensive. It is easier. It used to be super difficult to find.
Yeah.
Like now you can kind of find it a little bit easier. Like probably, I don't know if since they've been bought out, they have a little bit more marketing or mass production going on or whatever else. But so we're going to bring that one back, kind of compare the two. Do we actually like one better than the other? Do we no longer like the Dogfish that much anymore after all the other hazies and everything else we have? Because it's like going back to wines like you've talked about a bunch of times where it's like, I'm still recommending this one. I probably should try it again. I haven't had it in a couple of years, especially with wine being so much agriculturally different and can be from year to year. That can definitely take place where you're like, well, I like the 2018. I don't know about
but
this
not
one.
the 19.
Yeah.
Stay away. I'm not drinking any 19.
But never at dusk.
Never at dusk.
Yeah, not having any Merlot. Oh, I did finally actually this last week too. You saw it before the show, but I did add for everybody that wants it, we had to add this one.
How's it golfing out there?
Good.
Oh, the wind? How's it? How's the wind?
Oh, good. You gonna play today?
Oh, God, no. Hate the game. Hate the people that play it even more.
Dave Foley's amazing.
Then why'd you ask me?
Oh, I'm just not good at small talk, you prick.
Kids in the hall. It's funny too, when I found the video on YouTube, because that was where I looked for it. Just remind me I have a beer in the fridge. Perfect. You go grab that beer. We're about to grab ours. One of the first comments literally said, this is classic. This is a bit that all you need is 15 seconds, and it's hilarious. Saturday Night Live would push this out to 20 minutes. It's like, yeah, they probably would. They just keep having people come in and him like commenting on something.
Bad small talk.
Yeah. And like just
is that really all it is?
That's literally it. That is like,
it?
It's their cold opener that they did. He walks in, that happens, and it goes, dun, dun, dun. Huh. Yeah, that is it. That's why it's perfect. Like it's literally that quick. But all right, that is a good plan. Let's go ahead and hit that. And a little quicker than normal, let's go take a break. We're going to go grab 2 beers. 2 glasses.
At least. A piece.
Yeah, 2 glasses a piece. That's true. Oh, we're not going to share sips?
No, probably not.
All right.
Probably not good.
I see it. Wow, if that's how it is. All right, we'll be right back. You see the name of this song?
Feeling Cold.
K-O-I.
KOI. Koi.
I knew you were going to do that.
95.5.
That's right.
KYOT.
But the music is done.
Music
It's time
is
for the
done.
music to end, and it's time for us to drink multiple beers here. Two multi-part sessions
We're
of
gonna
beer
split
here
them.
going.
We're gonna split
Yeah,
these,
we will
but
be
yes.
we will be splitting these. I actually need to make a little more room on the table just so I can put some of these glasses. How do we want to go about this? We haven't done the duo podcast. I know I want to do this one first.
Okay.
Do we want to? Because so the graphic I have shows both pictures.
Okay.
So do we want to go over like? I don't know. Sometimes it feels like if we go over everything all at once, sometimes it feels like we keep referring back to stuff that we've already talked about. Or should we just go like, here's the two we're having. It's this one and this one. We're going to start with this one and then only talk about that one and then say, all right, now moving on. Like,
Yes.
try and segment it that way. Does that make sense? Okay.
Yeah. And then say this.
And then
is
at the very end, we can be like, which one do you like better? I like
Yeah.
this one better or not. You know.
Yeah. We're not trying to say that they're both lagers because they're not both lagers, but this is almost a bridge.
This
if
one's
you like.
lager adjacent,
Yeah,
as you
it
like to
is.
say.
It's lager adjacent, but it's also has the connection. So it could almost be a vital connection on the beer arc.
It's actually a good little step from this to this, and then
Could
to
be.
the IPAs we're doing.
Could be.
Do you realize the
Yes.
steps that we have here?
Right.
Oh my God! Is this 3 weeks of beer arcs?
Arcs.
Everyone's
All
sick of
kinds
us
of
by now.
arcing.
Everyone is
So.
going to be. It's the electricity that's going on. All right,
right.
Put those down as well. So yeah, so we'll do that and that. All right. We are already recording. Oh wait, I need to take down. When we do a podcast like this, that is probably going to go up on YouTube, which is where you subscribe, and should hit that little subscribe button. LG, how's it going? Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Using your command as usual. If you go to YouTube and hit subscribe there, you can find all the previous podcasts that we have done that are archived up there, as well as the complete shows from these evenings on Thursdays when we usually podcast. I'm so late, but you're not. You're barely late. You have missed literally one beverage at the beginning. Exclamation
Right.
point beverage command. I'll get it for you there. You missed the very bottom one, which is the Bloody Mary, which you probably have seen before. You were probably around for that. We just did that for National Cocktail Day. We're about to start on the beers. So we're doing these like in, like I said, we're combining a couple of these together,
Yeah,
doing 2 and 2.
Yep.
I don't like to mention who that person is anymore, though. He's a horrible.
Is he not a good person?
He's not a good person.
Okay.
But 2 and 2 is still funny. It's
2 and
still
2 is funny.
It's
Of course.
It's too handy to use. The beers, yes. So we're ready. You got something? What are you feeling? You got something? You ready? You got something to bring to the show?
Call it fate. Call it karma. I don't know. The other day when you happened.
Girl.
No, I'm going with Bill
Oh.
Murray from. Isn't that from Ghostbusters?
Oh yeah, we
Call
were
it
destined to get kicked out
Call
of this
it
dump.
karma.
For what? To go into business for ourselves. The sector containment unit that Spengler has an idea for is going to take a load of bread to capitalize on. Where are we going to get the money? I don't know.
You really no. Well, okay. Obviously, you knew what I was talking about.
You're never going to regret this, Ray. I was born there. Everyone has 2 mortgages nowadays.
Oh, that's right.
I may have seen that movie a time or two.
A time. That's all right.
I had that movie actually, quick aside, I actually had that movie for one of the trips that we took. It might even when we went, it wouldn't have been to Illinois. Maybe the second trip to Illinois when I just went. But anyway, I used to record, because back then it was like, not really VHS stuff going on, or maybe just on the
VHS was
beginning of VHS kind of stuff.
Yeah, 84.
84. So literally at the beginning, but I can't take a VHS player with me in the car. So what did I
Not
do?
when it's that big.
I had a single monotone recorder that I propped up a stack of tapes or books, and I put that in front of the speaker for our TV, and then I'd press play on the movie and hit record, and I would record the movie onto a tape.
Oh my God.
And then and I knew they were only like 45 minutes aside,
Right.
or 60 minutes aside. They did have 120-minute cassettes, didn't they?
There were, yeah.
So anyway, I'd wait for those, and then it's like I knew it was coming. I hit stop. I'd have to flip the tapes, pause the movie, hit record again, and start going. So that I had Ghostbusters that way. I had a bunch of, and then I could listen to those on the way. I could listen because I'd seen the movie, so it was
You just needed
theater of the mind.
Yeah. Just needed the audio.
That's right.
Wow, the dialogue. Yeah,
It's weirdly creative, isn't it?
it is. That's good. I like it.
But anyway,
A lot easier nowadays to listen to our podcasts and to other things as well.
that's true. It is
You don't have
much
to do
easier.
all those things.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. Between
But
the
that's-
cellular
wow, that's pretty
phones
cool.
and everything else, yeah, you got a lot going on there. Sushi. Hi. How are you?
Oh, we're waiting.
All right. Podcast recording time. We apologize if we stop interacting with chat for a few minutes.
That's right.
Just letting you know ahead of time. But here's your way.
Sometimes things, though, do just work out in a kind of cool happenstance sort of way that you happen to text me as I was walking into a particular establishment. You texted me, "What are we podcasting on?"
That did work out pretty. Now, when you say cool, are you talking like lager level of cool, or what are we talking?
Yeah,
here?
at least that cool.
At least that cool.
Yeah.
Maybe slightly above that for one of them, but
For
definitely
one of them,
lagers
yeah.
for one.
It's too close to call, somewhere in there. Though,
That's
yes.
right. What are we
Yes.
talking about? We're talking about the podcast that is about to be right before you, where we've got a couple of different lagers. Well, a lager and something lager adjacent, as you would say.
Lager, yeah.
That is what we've got for this Give It a Shot. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Keith, and we are AboutBeverages.com. And the beverage that we're about today is actually the beverages that we're about
two
today.
beverages.
The two beverages. So we need another rim shot. No, I'm just kidding. There it is. All right. The two beverages that we're about today are the Crosby Hops Cold One from Dragoon Brewing Company and the Tombstone Pyramid of Cans Rye Lager.
So, Pyramid of Cans is actually a lager.
Correct.
Crosby Hops Cold One is kind of a little bit of twist on a traditional lager, which we'll talk
Right.
about in a little bit when we go to have that one. We're going to start
Yes.
with the Pyramid of Cans from Tombstone Brewing. Lager, usually not a style I reach for too often, but rye lager, interested.
But like a couple weeks ago, we opened the show with the Dragoon Pils, which is a lager, and that was tasty. There is kind of a resurgence, it seems, lately in this style where people maybe, after having so many hops and so much bitter and so much floor, or maybe, retreating from that a little bit and wanting something on the cleaner, crisper side. And I'm just always looking for new things from favorite breweries.
Yes.
And these two breweries definitely fall into that category of favorites. And so when I see things that they do, even in a style maybe that's not one of my favorites, I'm definitely willing to give it a shot.
Perfect. Great tie-in. Yeah, no, I agree exactly. And this is what you would expect out of a lager. It's very light, pale straw, as some would say.
But this is rye. This is a rye, so there's. I don't think it's all rye though, is it?
No, I wouldn't think it
There's
is.
rye in the mash bill. So
Probably pick up on that. Hopefully in maybe the aroma, maybe the flavor. We're going to find out. Should we go to the aroma first?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Is that going to be a jumbled mess to go through?
No, that should be fine. No, I hit one over the rim shot is next to the podcast one that I switched to podcast. I was like, actually, I'll probably just leave it in, to be honest with you. This is funny.
It shows that we're not always super smooth.
Yeah,
it's one of those things.
Yes, it shows everyone that we are not always super smooth. That's the first time they've seen
They've
that.
never known us in that way.
Wait, what's the
secret's
tape?
out.
LG, get out of here. I know, we're much older than you. I got it. At least some people in chat probably know what a tape is. But yes, it was an audio cassette. Okay. Ready?
Yep.
Let's go. Go. Come. Now go.
Okay.
Remember that?
No.
Those bosom buddies where he's like, go. And they're going to open the safe. Go.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Wait. Now go.
Yeah.
Definitely is lager. It's got this kind of like just a very nice light yeast, kind of fresh bread, like, not baked bread, but actually like if you're making bread at the time, like it's kind of that kind of aroma to it, I think. Then a little bit of lemon, perhaps.
I was
going
going
to
say
anything else really in there.
That was the first thing I got. Was the little bit of that lemon.
Okay.
And then when I swirled it again, I got some grains and some just general kind of
pleasant, but what I'd
grain and
expect
lemon.
out of a lager.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping for like not a lot, but a little bit more in the taste. So let's move on to that. A track? You mean like an 8-track tape? Oh my God, Chungus! We actually used to have an 8-track tape in our Oldsmobile Delta 88. There was an 8-track player in there. We had 8 tracks.
Yep.
Is Gonzaga still down?
They're down by 6 with a minute 27.
Oh, what are they? What were they calling it? Like upset alert? Upset alert?
Yeah, they're saying close game. And Michigan is down by 6 to Villanova. So
Okay. Wow, those games start at the exact same time almost.
pretty much.
Oh, that's silly.
Yeah, one's at 1 minute and one's at 3.5 minutes. So 1.5 and 3.5. So
It's a little shocking. Ready?
I think so. There's a little bit of a citrusy bitter on the back. Not super bitter, but just like a citrusy.
Yeah, I think there's a little lemon and a little bitter, and then a little like spice too. I think the rye actually does come through, which is nice because that's usually what I don't enjoy about lagers as much is the finish.
Yeah, there can be too much of that yeast.
Yeah,
that's not my favorite thing.
Yeah, and there's certain yeast, obviously, definitely we do like when it comes to certain sour beers or saisons or things like it has its appropriate. But like usually lager, it's kind of boring and has this weird flavor. But I think the rye kind of either smooths that out a little bit or whatever they use. I don't know if they did use some. I'm sure there was probably some hops in here somewhere. Knowing Tombstone, I would think. But yeah, no, I think like, that's definitely enjoyable. Probably not one I would buy again, just because like it's okay.
Yeah,
it's just not usually a style that I'm going for, but it's very well made and it's definitely I think a step above a normal lager that I would go for.
Yeah, I would agree.
But if we want to go up even another level with our lager adjacent beers, we're going to try this one from Dragoon Brewing,
and that is the Crosby hops cold one. And I just read the back of the can. You did a lot more reading about what's going on in there. I know there is rice involved.
Yes, so
in the mash bill, right? In the grain bill.
So the Cold IPA, it's one of those new styles, a little bit hard to find some information on. Dragoon didn't even have too much really going on their website either, so I just kind of had to search around for in general what that term means. So if you're doing this style of beer, you're obviously dipping your toe into the lager yeast style, but you're going to ferment it a little bit warmer than you normally would. So you're trying not to kind of get that flavor we were just talking about at the end. They also do use some adjuncts, which this one they're using jasmine rice. You can use rice or corn apparently for this style. Again, it's probably not like a BJCP, like very style specific thing, but this is what people have been doing. And it's supposed to be, even though it could be clear, like New England IPA hop kind of style, like they're not using some of the hops you would typically find in a lager. This is, could be anything and everything. And this one they're using obviously Crosby hops, which is who they get their hops from. So,
and are they from Oregon?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. They're right near Willamette Valley.
All right. And you said they do even more as far as giving back to the community.
That's what it seemed like from going through their website a little bit. That was their big thing. They're a B corporation, which again, you can look up all this stuff if you want on their website. We'll have links to all that stuff, as well as more information, obviously, on the other beers that we're having here. But yeah, this article was very handy, just talking about in general. They're trying to get a little bit more of the crispness of a lager, but the enjoyment of an IPA, I guess would be the best way to kind of summarize. So
and definitely not cloudy.
Not cloudy. A little bit darker than the one we just had, I would say.
Yeah.
Just slightly. This is kind of getting more into Chardonnay territory, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, still not super dark. And well, here, easier to show that way.
Very clear.
Yeah. This is you're slightly dehydrated. You probably should be drinking more water if it's this color.
Water, yeah.
But at least you're not completely bad. You're not completely far off it. You haven't been in the desert too long.
Right.
Aroma?
Yes.
Did they actually say what hops they use in here?
I think it just says they're from
Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young. Okay. All right.
Wow, 4 points with 29 seconds left.
Still close.
Yeah. Arkansas is up.
Arkansas. Beating up on a little bit of Gonzaga right there. U of A's biggest problem is just, man, they were sloppy with the basketball. Like, my God, even last game, like 17 or 18 turnovers again. Like, if they don't have those, which I know that's like any team, like, if we don't turn the ball over, but it's very true with them. Like, if they don't, like, that's what keeps other teams in games because they just can run with the best of them right now. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
It reminds me of something, but I can't. Almost like the hop water.
There is a little sunflower seed kind of in there. It kind of reminds me of the daytime a little bit.
Yeah, that's it. But then there's not much after that. It kind of falls off after that.
Yeah, there's some it's like a mild West Coast IPA. Like it's kind of a bit like I said, there's some savory in it. Like I said, that sunflower seed, that kind of aroma. But like not overly so, but it's really nice. I like the aroma. Like I would be like, okay, cool. This is a good. probably in the good early starter part of the arc for sure. Just after this one, perhaps. Like,
of course.
definitely, yeah. If you put this one before that one, this one would be in trouble. The rye would be in trouble. So,
That's true.
Let's see flavor wise who's in trouble. You got the wrong AZ college T-shirt on.
Well, I'm sure the school that you're speaking of is not in the NCAA tournament.
Are they even in the
Sweet
NIT?
16. I don't know. Usually they have to like qualify for an at-large, or not at-large, but they win the Big Sky Conference or something and get it. I don't know the last time they did that was, but yes, this time though, today I'm supporting the U of A because they will be playing shortly.
The
Of
Lumberjacks.
course.
Hey,
Go.
my wife went to NAU, so huge Lumberjack fan, especially when they beat the U of A football team this last year, which was a shocking one.
Yeah.
That's always shocking. 380?
I think so.
Okay.
I like that.
I do too.
It's different. It's definitely different.
Definitely is different. Yeah, it definitely hits that crisp kind of like the finish is really smooth. It's very crisp.
Yeah.
Like I said, so it's that, but again, it doesn't hit that level of lager kind of flavor that usually I hit that I don't like. The hops are nice. They're a little bitter, but they're kind of on the reserve side where they hit it kind of maybe a little more on this, like the middle of the tongue and soft palate is kind of where they're hitting for me. A little more kind of perfumey almost, maybe.
It's interesting to see that color and then have some of those tastes come out, and because like those hops, they are there, especially on the finish, and there's a little fruit. It's like refreshing. It's odd. It's like I can't quite compute, but it's good. It's kind of what I would expect from what they were talking about.
That is really good. Comparatively wise, very different styles. Like I said, even though they were within, like I said, one going a little more traditional lager, this one kind of taking it to the next level. Obviously, my preference is going to be the one that goes to the next level. I really like the Dragoon one a lot. I would actually buy a 4-pack of that. That is a refreshing, good flavor, a good starter of that one. Nothing against the Tombstone if that's a flavor that, like I said, you're looking for. As always, their stuff is very much, like I said, very well crafted. It's just not a flavor profile that I enjoy quite as much, but it's better than others.
Yeah, and we're not comparing apples and apples here. We're comparing
what I would buy though.
Right.
If I was like, I want to like exactly what you did. Like these are two of my favorite breweries. I want to try a couple different things for them. Style adjacent, like loving using that term now. I use that for everything now. But going through it, I'm like, which one am I going to get? I would definitely go buy the cold one from Dragoon again.
What
for
does
sure.
the alcohol come in?
I think it's 9.8, something like that.
Wow.
10% alcohol. No, I don't think that's great. I think the Pyramid of Cans one's under 5 for sure. 4 change, something like that.
I don't actually see a number in there anywhere.
Yeah, that one's 4.7 for the Pyramid of Cans, and this one is. They actually, I don't see it on there either.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let us know in the comments. What's the alcohol?
What is it? Well, maybe we'll have figured it out by then.
I'm going to guess, actually, it's probably in that same range. Do I have their... Shoot, I closed their website.
Maybe a 5.5 or 6?
Could be. Very well could be one of those things. Hoping on their website they at least have it. 7%.
Wow. Okay.
I thought it was higher for sure. It's definitely more IPA-ish, but I couldn't remember exactly what it was. But,
okay.
But yeah.
It has 50 IBUs.
I definitely think it's that's that middle range of middle range of bitterness. Like when you think about other things that we have are 100 and above. Okay. I think that's kind of in that territory. But yeah, definitely enjoyed trying 2 new things there for a change that normally we're not into.
True.
But like I said, definitely enjoyed. And if you guys want to try something that you might also be into, who knows? Give it a shot. It's completely free. There's our website, AboutBeverages.com. Go ahead and check out everything we have done there for over a decade, 14 years now. Podcasts, recipes, articles, all those kinds of things. Videos can be found there on our website. If you want only the latest videos, we'd love that too. Go ahead and head to YouTube, search for About Beverages on there, or click on the link down below, and you can find us there as well. All the latest videos, you can have a little notification when that stuff happens. You'll get a little email and say, "Oh, there's something new from About Beverages. I should go watch it." And then you watch it for a second, like, I don't like that anyway. And that's fine. You never know when we'll hit the thing that you want to watch, so make sure you subscribe. If you only want audio, that's good too. Search on your favorite podcasting app for About Beverages. You'll probably find us. podcasting apps like Spotify, Google Podcast, iTunes, all those things. You will find About Beverages there, as well as some pillars you'll find us on as well.
3 pillars of social media being TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, which is the one that we use most frequently to keep you up to date on what is happening at About Beverages. Like earlier this evening when I tweeted that we were about to go live on twitch.tv/AboutBeverages, which we do most Thursday evenings around 5:30 Pacific. It'd be 8:30 Eastern.
That's correct.
And once again, those times are approximate. Your mileage may vary.
They may be static now.
Oh, that's true.
That legislation
I know
that
there's
might be
talk of
going
that.
through. Who knows? This could be all the time. Make it so much. I'm not going to say I actually filed for such legislation, so we didn't have to think about it anymore. But I may have been part of that.
Did you? No. Okay.
Not at all.
Also, Andrew keeps you up to date on what he is doing throughout the week as far as the gaming universe goes, and what he's going to be playing and what he's going to be having at his side as a refreshment while he does that. So to keep up to date with About Beverages, follow us on Twitter.
But as we always say, whether we like it or not,
You should always give it an experimental shot. Okay.
I always thought you could say something like, "You can always lager it up." I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I was waiting for a lager reference. And that is a podcast. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you guys for being here. Yes, we could talk about when NAU beat U of A, which is always weird when that happens, or even when the game is close, to be honest. So true. Rue, how's it going? Good to see you. How are you, my friend?
3 seconds left, and Arkansas is up by 4.
Oh my gosh, it looks like Arkansas is going to beat
overall
Gonzaga.
seed is going down.
The number one of all number ones. Did only number one lose last weekend?
Yes.
Okay.
Baylor.
Lager, I hardly knew her. Oh my God. Right there. Perfect. Perfect timing on that.
That's good.
The Dragoon?
Yeah.
I was like, which one?
Yeah. Well, it's hard to tell. They all look the same.
Yeah, they actually, it is like a little closer than I thought, but this one's
Yeah.
a little darker and a little bit clearer. This one actually is slightly cloudy, surprisingly. Yeah, those are, yeah, I like, yeah, I would buy the Dragoon one again, 100%. I would easily buy a couple of those, to have those around. That's just kind of a nice starter. Like, oh, I'm going to cook some dinner. I'm going to have a beer while I cook dinner. This is what I'm going to have.
There's more lemon and almost a little dank when you go back to the rye.
Oh, Mo, not the dank. Not the dank.
Not the dank, Mo.
I'm doing well. How are you? I'm doing very good. It has been a while. It's been quite a while. It's been a while. Yeah, it has been, but doing very well. Hopefully, are you doing good as well? Everything going good? Hopefully, things are going fine. We are continuing some beverage stuff tonight. We're doing quite a blast of beers, almost too many beers.
I think it's over.
Wow, Gonzaga has lost. Okay.
It appears that way, according to the interwebs.
That's amazing. That's shocking.
Oh,
wait, did they put time back on the clock?
3 seconds back on the clock. So all Gonzaga needs is a 6-pointer to tie it up.
A 6-pointer. Okay, they've got a chance.
If my math is correct.
How shocked were you about Tyreek Hill? Quick side
I was
of
very
football
surprised by that. Yeah.
I was driving like in the morning. All of a sudden they were talking. I was like, "What?"
Yeah, I know.
And I was like, and because it sounded like Kansas City even offered him close or similar money or something like that. Maybe not as much guaranteed, but they were definitely in the ballpark. And to want to go to a team where you're basically going to be forgotten.
I don't know. Miami's
Shocking.
signing an awful lot of people right now. So
Yeah, well, they're trying to make probably the case to not keep Tua Tagovailoa anymore.
Well, but Teddy Bridgewater's your backup. So it's not like
Neither
I
one of them.
I think I'm gonna give Tua one more year. He's got Jalen Waddle to throw to now.
You ready? Oh, he's injured.
Oh, he's got, how hip injuries can be, a little pesky, even when you're only 23 years old.
That's true. Doing well. Life is getting back on track for me. Put about 70 hours in Elden Ring when it came out. Now I'm back in Destiny. There we go. That's what I like to hear. How's Elden Ring treating you? I think that game looks super, super awesome. What's the difference between a fox and a dog? About 8 pints of lager? I don't get it. I'm going to admit it. I don't get it. Damn it. I wish I
Villanova is up by 8.
Oh, wait. He's talking about like ladies. Fox and a dog, about 8 pints of lager.
Oh, I get.
Now I get it. It took me a second.
All right.
I was actually thinking about animals.
Foxy.
Yes.
Lady.
Yes.
Okay,
I was
all
actually thinking about animals when that first started. I was like, It's like, is this a British reference? I'm not aware.
Does seem like.
Where are you going? I'm going to the Fox and the Dog to have a lager.
To have a lager.
Yeah. Christ, me hearties. Let me combining like pirate boat captain man and also this is what you get in About Beverages, like really off. There's off-centered ales like we're about to have, and then there's off-centered accents that I was also going for right there. That's right. Nice. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying Elden Ring. I think that game looks super, super cool. I'd like to try that at some point. Elden Ring is incredible. Easily my best game of the year. Probably best of the last few. Those are always very difficult. Those are always very, very difficult. Did you ever finish, what was it, Mortal Shell? Rue, I remember watching you play that for a fair amount of time. Did you ever complete that or get farther in that? I think that was called, it was something Shell, wasn't it? The one...
Magic Shell.
Could be.
It's the story of ice cream and its hard chocolate coating.
Story of a man and his ice cream and its hard chocolate
and the
coating.
quest for delicious dessert.
To be kept safe from the elements.
Magic Shell.
Magic Shell. I did. Oh my God, don't you have to yell at me? Mortal Shell. I was right. Okay, I was trying to remember. I remember that game. I thought had a really cool mechanic. I thought that was super, super neat. Yeah, I'm glad I found a little bit of information on that because I was about to be like, is this actually like that's one of those beers we'd go to have it and it'd be like, well, it's not actually a lager. We didn't lager it. It's called, like,
right. No,
that's definitely
I'm
a beer
glad
we'd
you
get
did that.
comments on where it's like,
right.
Oh my God,
Right.
what did we, what actually was it? Like,
that was good.
They actually take an ale yeast and they actually freeze it down to whatever. Okay, sorry. The style literally just came out. I'm sorry, I didn't know all my research.
I was reading, I think it was in Imbibe, and they were talking about lighter beers and, that kind of thing. And it actually mentioned IPL, India Pale Lager.
Right, which we've had
those before.
And we don't like them usually.
And then when I read that, so no, I like that they're experimenting. And
that is a good version of that style. Like I said, if you can actually do that kind of thing. It was a bit of a funnel.
It's a final.
Which one?
Arkansas.
It is final. Okay.
Over Gonzaga.
It was a bit of a funnel of a game. Tons of stuff to do right off the bat that ended like that. It was a little short. Okay. I kind of remember, I watched quite a bit of that, you playing that, like either just in Discord or whatever else. And I liked watching that. Have you streamed any Elden Ring at all, Rue, at all? And how's the performance been on PC? I'm assuming you're playing on PC. How's the performance been? I've kind of heard mixed things a little bit, but maybe that's just if people are just cranking it all the way up.
I could put it on there, I guess.
Was this the end of it?
This is the end of
that guy
Michigan
was in
and Villanova.
That's his. Oh, is it Michigan?
That's the one, yeah.
Who's up there?
Oh, Villanova.
Oh, okay.
Villanueva.
Jay Wright, right? Correct?
Correct. Jay Wright.
Correct. Right? Oh, man.
Correct.
A lot of carbonation in those, though.
Jay Wright, right?
Jay Wright, right? Right. You're bloody well, right?
You got Jay Wright to say.
Yeah, just even from the aroma,
there is something though that makes me think of the hop water, or even a little bit the Lagunitas one. I was glad you brought up the
daytime. I always liked, but it definitely had that kind of like sunflower seed kind of thing going on in there.
That sort of thing. That's not bad.
Oh man, haven't streamed it, but I wouldn't mind someday. I run into frame rate drops every now and then, but honest with the way the game is designed, and I'm impressed it does as well as it does. Oh, okay, nice. That's good to hear. Like nothing like super critical. I've just heard some people talk about basically what you just said, some dips here and there, but yeah, definitely not.
So the Dogfish Head was 263.
Okay.
Oh, and we've had this before, so I didn't show you. They had the Dank Fruit Double IP. Which I would like that.
Yeah, that's really a good one.
The Pyramid of Cans was 358, and this was 322.
That's even better.
Yeah.
Save 30 cents and get more flavor? Tell me about it.
So eventually also Pocket and I will be drinking a Moonraker Sour.
Oh, okay. Did you find some stuff from Moonraker?
It's called Not So Petite Planet. Yes. It's like, and it was a sour. So we'll be trying that. So
every area is open to the world. No loading screens unless you fast travel. Go into a cave. It's connected to the world. Find a secret dungeon. You're straight. That is really cool. I wish I was better at that style of game, even though I'm sure people like watching me be punished playing a game like that. I wish I was a little bit better because those games always do interest me. Bloodborne was probably one of my favorites. The only place I've seen frame rate drops was in a huge open world areas, not in that's the key. As long as there's not frame rate drops in combat, like you can live with that because combat in that game is so precise. You kind of have to be on top of it. Well, should we go get 2 more?
Yeah, this is going to be. I was looking forward to this as well. I'm looking forward.
So you
to the
weren't
next
excited
one
about this
also.
podcast at
No,
all?
I've been excited about the whole evening.
He wasn't interested at all. He's literally just
The Bloody Mary was the best thing. Screw the beer. No, just kidding.
Oh my god. Well, it is National Cocktail Day.
That's right. It completely changed my my mindset. It did.
It
didn't.
You're like, I like nothing else we're having today.
Only cocktails, please.
Only cocktails. All right, we're going to go grab 2 more beers that are also going to be tied together, a protagonist and an antagonist, a favorite and a nemesis, however you want to call about it. We'll see if our mind has changed either way or if even either one of them are worth our time anymore.
That's right.
All right, be right back. Do you think so or do you know so?
Mini Minoso.
Kylie Minoso?
It's Kylie Minogue.
Is there actually a mini Minoso?
There is.
Oh,
He was
well
a
then.
baseball player.
Oh, yeah.
Played for a long time. I don't know if he's in the Hall of Fame or not, but also I was over at Mom's a couple weeks.
Okay.
And we were, or maybe it was just last week, and we were looking at the
Wait, it was yesterday.
the scrapbook.
Oh,
The
yeah,
book.
about Uncle Joe.
So super cool thing is, so Uncle Joe was on a team called the Minneapolis Millers in 1950.
Okay.
They were the AAA affiliate of the New York Giants.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, so he had previously been on the affiliate of the Brooklyn Dodgers, but this one, AAA, 1950. That team he was on with 2 future Hall of Famers.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he was on with Hoyt Wilhelm, who was a knuckleball specialist who pitched for like 20 years.
Uh-huh.
He was one of the pitchers. He got started later in his career. He was like maybe like 29 when he finally got to the majors.
Oh,
and
geez.
also someone who had spent most of his career in the Negro Leagues, Ray Dandridge. Also,
I've
elected
actually
to
heard
the
that name.
Hall of Fame.
Oh, wow. That's,
so
that's pretty cool.
So there's a picture of the whole team, and Uncle Joe's there, and then there's Hoyt Wilhelm and Ray Dandridge in there.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool. With two future Hall of Famers. So
that's pretty.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
So he probably caught the one because Ray Dandridge.
Oh,
was
I wonder if he had
baseman.
I wonder if he had the like insane giant glove too for the knuckleballer.
He probably. I wonder. That would have been cool.
It was
cool
actually-
stories there. So
As a former catcher, it's like it's just a chest protector.
yeah,
It's literally just that. You just catch it with your gut.
just
You
get a big
kinda-
trash can lid or something.
Yeah, you just go down and you just go.
Yeah.
Sir, are you okay? No, I'm catching a knuckleballer.
Catching the knuckleballer,
Getting-
practicing, getting ready.
Getting ready to catch the knuckleballer. Did you want to tell a story about the dogfish before we actually get to it, or is it during the podcast kind of story?
No, probably before. So I was
Okay.
I can't remember how I brought it up, but I was talking with Amy at work today, and she was saying
So many inner thigh bruises. Very true.
that there was a casino that she and her husband were at several years ago. I think she said it's called the Cromwell.
Okay.
And you know how when if you're gambling, playing slot machines, or playing blackjack, whatever, they'll come over. You can get free drinks.
Oh yeah,
because you're.
as long as you're gambling.
That's right. So she said the waitress came over, asked her what they wanted to drink, and she's like, then I was really only drinking beer, and she said, what beers do you have? And she went through the whole list, and then she said, Dogfish 120. And Amy said, excuse me, what did you say? And she's like, oh, Dogfish 120. And they had bottles of 120 that they were offering
For free?
for free.
When was
And
this?
several years ago.
Oh, okay.
But
Still.
this was part of the, and I guess I said, how many did you have? She's like, I think we each had 4 or 5. I'm like, oh my God.
Those are like can anywhere from 13 to 18%.
And that's what I said. And she's like, oh yeah, after the first 2. She's like, and I said $50,000 later.
Yeah, exactly.
You had to.
Oh my God,
eight.
that's
but
insane.
I was I mean, that to me that would be the jackpot right there. That
Oh,
you
God,
could
yeah.
have a 1 or 2 of those for free.
Just like very slowly putting in the quarter
Yeah.
slots.
I said you probably thought she was saying it was like Bud Light 120, which was the calorie denomination.
Oh,
or
yeah,
something like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
And she's like, no, it was Dogfish had 120.
That's
so I was
pretty
like,
amazing.
Okay. So I was
That sounds delicious.
that was a funny story. Yeah.
So if you're ever
gambling.
in Vegas and you're at a casino, you should actually check what's in their bar first before you sit down
Before
to
you sit
gamble
down, right.
to see what they'll offer to you. Yeah, that's so funny and I've heard like the good thing there is since that's free though, to like tip the waitress really well and then she'll keep coming back to you more often. Like that's the whole thing is like,
that's what you're
like don't be cheap about it. Like really tip the waitress.
Yep.
Good story about the Minneapolis Millers and your relative. That's true. That's very true.
Yes.
All right. So we have another podcast kind of comparing. These are things that we have had before. We've even podcasted on both of them. You'd have to go in the archives to search for them. You'll find out what they are in a minute, or you can hit the beverage command here in chat, which I'll do for you. There. The next two things there on the list, not the Bloody Mary mix, obviously, because we had that at the top of the show for National Cocktail Day.
Correct.
So yeah, we're bringing back two, former.
From back in the earlier day. Well, actually, we've had one of them
when we
within
first
the last
came
4
back.
years.
When we first came back and started doing stuff on Twitch, we actually brought one of these, a couple beers back, like to almost like refresh ourselves again. And I think we kind of felt similar to it, but we have not brought back the Dogfish in quite a while.
Right.
So it's gonna be interesting to give this one a taste. And
Hopslam, they just call it ale, right? Yeah.
double. Okay.
Oh, okay. It's just at the top though. Just
Oh yeah.
double IPA.
Well, ale's referencing the yeast.
Right.
But anyway, so we're bringing back something that we have used to like, see if we still like it. And the other one, obviously, we've been a little bit cold on, not cold lagerish, but been a little bit cold on, and we'll see if we still feel the same. And maybe even there, again, it's adjacent. Like one of them is kind of a Dogfish. The Hopslam's around 10%. This one's 9%.
Yeah, so they're both doubles.
These are both doubles.
Yeah. We can.
This one's around
call
10. This one has honey in it. That's what kind of cranks up the alcohol on this one. Yeah, this one's at 10. So very similar. So I think this is actually a worthy comparison in a way of which one we'd recommend. Price is probably similar. I don't think the Hopslam's too expensive. Like it's maybe $4 tops, $3.50, $4. So
$2.63 on the Dogfish.
All right. So a little bit cheaper on the Dogfish.
Only 12 ounces though.
That's true. I am getting a 16-ounce Hopslam right there. So it's probably like a 50-cent difference. But anyway, so this will eventually go up on YouTube along with the entire archive of this show. And boom, you can follow us there and find all of that stuff. The Firestone Double Hazy was on sale down to $1.33 a can, so I've decided to have a gluten night.
Do you pay for that then with a not good morning?
I think he pays $1.33 plus.
Well, I know what you paid
financially.
Yeah, plus medical. plus medical bills.
How much gluten can you have and it's like not too bad? Because you do this often enough where I'm like, it's probably not great, but you're like, well, I can have one every once in a while and it's okay. Yeah. Like, is that kind of, you don't have to get too far into
so
it.
So for LG, we need to be on a quest for a good gluten-free beer then, right?
Yeah, we've tried doing some gluten-free. I mean, ciders are usually good.
Oh, that's right. And Holiday, we said.
Yeah, the Holiday was good.
And I did see that at Whole Foods the other day. So
Meads,
they might, perhaps. And there is a Whole Foods near LG.
It's true.
So they may, and I saw the Holiday Brewery at the Whole Foods by us the other day. So maybe by you as well.
That's one of Madonna's favorites.
Holiday.
Thank you. Yeah. Perfect. But anyway, so since this is going to go up eventually on YouTube, at least a smaller portion of it, we take down some things here. My favorite beverage bros, Berserker. It's good to see you. How are you this fine evening? Last couple of days, this man right here, I don't know if we got to talk about it last week. He's in training right now. He's going to do some wrestling. I keep forgetting the exact like terminology and I don't want to get it wrong. It's not like fighting. It's more like kind of like wrestling strength kind of competition thing. Explain it again because I am horrible at it. It's this Saturday. He's actually going to be doing that. I guess he used to do this a while back ago, and then obviously life and everything kind of gets in the way.
Long night of training.
There you go. There we go. Late as usual after a long night of training. See, I knew it.
Berserker is the also the bearded gentleman.
Oh,
right?
It's a beautiful beard.
Okay,
it's a good strong beard.
All right.
Big booming voice. He's practically a Viking. He's Viking. He's Viking adjacent for sure.
He's Viking adjacent.
Viking adjacent. But yeah, so he is like I said. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu submission grappling. There we go. So it's grappling. That's the word. That's the word I always forget. I always use like wrestling, and that seems like it's selling it a little short. The grappling. Yeah. So anyway, he's going to be competing this week, and then finally, when that's done, he's kind of been actually abstaining from alcohol. So he's been living vicariously not only through us but through me throughout the week. When he finally gets done with that, we're gonna share a little whiskey together at some point.
All right.
So
after the grappling has been completed.
After the grappling has been done, maybe in about a week or so.
And to your satisfaction, yes, good.
As long as the grappling is fully completed, as long as you have submitted
grappling to completion.
Grappling to completion. That's actually the name of his ska album that comes out also in a month. Grappling to completion.
Yeah, man. Grappling to completion.
Yeah. Cannot wait. I can't wait either. That'll be great. So as I have jokingly said on our live show on twitch.tv/AboutBeverages for this Thursday, I've been saying that the podcast we're about to do is kind of like we've got a protagonist and an antagonist.
Yeah.
We've got a past favorite and a nemesis in a way. One that is always suggested to us, another one that we have used to like, but we haven't had it in a while.
Right.
So coincidentally, you bought one of them,
right?
And while you were out at you were at Tap and Bottle, weren't you?
I was at Tap and Bottle.
Man, I love Tap and Bottle. So you were out there getting that, and you happened to pick that one of those up. I had the other one. I don't know why I had.
You'd
the Nemesis.
mentioned it last week.
I had the Nemesis.
The Nemesis. The conundrum. The
it was
riddle.
In my fridge.
The enigma.
Exactly. All
That's
of
right.
those things. I had that, and we're like, you know what? Let's put the two of these together. Let's try them both. See if we still feel the same way about either of them. Maybe we don't like either of them anymore, or maybe we like both of them. Who knows? We're going to find out. So we've got two double IPAs for this Give It a Shot. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Keith. And we are AboutBeverages.com. And the beverages that we are about today are the Hopslam Hopslam Ale, which is a double IPA, and the Dogfish Head 90-minute IPA.
So this one, 9%. This one, 10%.
Okay.
So that's basically all I think we need to know about that. Should we start with the 90-minute, I'm assuming?
I would think so, yeah. Hopslam, or at least, no, not Hopslam. Back in the day, Dogfish Head had their 60-minute, which I think they still have, and the 90-minute, and the 120 IPA.
The 120 is still Chef's Kiss. That one I've had.
Delicious. I was never a big fan of the 60-minute. It was okay, but the 90-minute, I thought, always had good flavor, but haven't had one in several years, and we've certainly, our palates have evolved, and there's been so many more styles and types of beers that have come out, and with emphasis on hops and cloudy and all kinds hazy and all kinds of different things. So I just happened to see this when I was at Tap and Bottle the other day, and I thought, I'm gonna grab one of those.
Also, whoops, funny enough, because we've got two glasses here on the table, short on space. Both of these breweries have been bought out, possibly since we have had these.
Probably, yeah.
So they have both been purchased. This one
Yeah.
by Sam Adams, and this one I can't actually recall. It could be like an AB InBev thing.
It's
or
one of
whatever
those
else.
kinds of things.
It's one of those bigger ones.
It's a bigger, maybe Miller Coors. I can't remember.
Yeah. If you remember or
Somebody
want to
did.
comment, let us know down there in the comments here on YouTube. We'd appreciate
And
that.
that was within the last. The Bells was within the last, I'd say 6 months to a year.
I would also agree with
So-
that. Yeah, and this one's been a little bit longer, but also you always worry like how independent are they going to stay? Is the
Right.
craft going to stay there? I worry less about this one. I think.
Yeah.
Just because of who they were, and also even Sam Adams. Even though we kind of joke about them, they at least are craft. I think
Yeah.
they're huge,
Yeah.
but they are still. I think.
Well,
put
we
out a
had
good
some
product.
Sam Adams beers when we were back east last year, and there was definitely some things that had some creativity and some craft to them still. So.
Definitely toward that darker, maltier style, like you'd expect out of a double IPA. The 90-minute refers to a hop schedule that they have going in. They put in a certain amount of hops like every minute. They actually have this conveyor belt, and that's what the 120-minute is as well. And they slowly are just constantly adding hops to the boil. So that's what the 60, the 90, and the 120 are. And the 120 gets up to anywhere. They don't even specify exactly.
Right.
The label usually says 13 to 18%. It's a big range, and it's a very big beer, but it's absolutely delicious.
And it definitely changes as it ages.
Yeah, I
Goes
like
more
it both
toward-
ways. You like
yeah,
it fresher.
Fresher, yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, aroma?
Yep.
Gluten just causes inflammation for me. Short term, just a bit of a stomach ache. If I ate gluten every day, I would have some malabsorption issues come up, which is actually how I found out about the intolerance. When I left for college freshman year, I was 5'10", like 145 pounds. After a few months of eating college food, came in the summer. Oh my gosh. Oh, yeah. Well, it sounds like it's good that you have that under control and that you understand where you can and cannot like have a little bit here and there. So that is definitely a good thing. I'm glad you're okay. It's always good. when it's like-
Absolutely.
yeah, when it's something you can monitor and manage and all that kind of stuff, that's definitely a good thing. And thank you for sharing that information too.
Yeah,
I always like,
that's awesome.
as long as people
Appreciate
don't mind talking about that stuff, I always like learning, like so when it comes to that kind of stuff. Ready?
I think so.
Okay. What are you getting out of the aroma there?
Well, still coming back from.
Yeah.
It's better, but not a lot. A little bit of malt, I would say, if anything. Metallic-y almost.
I would say, yeah, the maltiness is there. There's a little bit of a light savory, like hot, but it's very faint. It is more about the malt, like kind of more like brown sugar. It almost reminds me a little bit, and it could be just because that's one of my favorite ones. It almost has a little bit of the Dogfish Pumpkin in there. Oh. Like for some reason, I thought I was almost getting some of those spices. So maybe it's like a similar malt base. Obviously, they wouldn't put nutmeg and other things in this one, but they had a little bit of notes of that in there. So, yeah, like I said, it's definitely not anything really to write home about. Just like, oh, it's nice malty aroma and a little bit, but nothing amazing and over the top.
All right.
The taste?
Absolutely.
Gut problems are no joke. Take it from me. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. That's something you got to be, you definitely have to be watchful on, and it's good when you can, as long as everything can get taken care of, for sure.
I hadn't seen it there before, so I don't know if it's got a date on it. Use your youthful eyes to find a...
Oh, there it is. Well, this is probably a best buy date, May of 2022.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Hopefully it's not a...
So what do you think it is?
Production date.
Do you think it's 6 months out?
Well, I don't know. I see usually 3 or 4 on different things, so that's not too bad then. It's new enough, fresh enough.
Yeah, no, I think so. Ready?
I don't think they should put the best buy date. I don't think the production date.
Yeah.
Personally. I was thinking this today when I was talking.
It's difficult because because
then if something's on the shelf, so here's the thing.
Okay.
If something's on the shelf and it's like a born on or a production date, and that's kind of up to you to determine, I'm okay with this, I'm not okay with this. More often than not, I think if somebody sees a use by date, they're going to go, I can't have that. That's just
on this would technically you'd put Best Buy,
right?
Because like I said, there is a difference with those
Best Buy as opposed to production. Though.
Yeah, or a used buy or something like that. So the only thing we used to run into, and I don't know if you were as much a part of this, but like I said, when I was still working at the coffee company, even if you had the words born, like I forget what we actually used. I think we used roasted on. We used roasted on was what we dated, roasted on date or something like that. We would often, at least every couple months, all of a sudden we would have major grocery chains all of a sudden be like, you just gave us product that's completely old. We need to send all this back. And be like, well, it was roasted. No, this is out of date. This is the date. People think it's out of date. And we would have to, I'm just saying, I'm just saying from this side of the, like I said, again, what you're saying, I 100% agree with. I would rather see a production date and then I just go like, oh, that's only a month ago. Like I can do that in my brain because I'm not an idiot. I can read a giant, like, and it wasn't like a small date. Like it was literally these bigger date tags that we had that were this big. It said roasted on and had that. And you would think they would look like, oh my God, this is 2 days old. Oh my, this was roasted 2 days ago. It's amazing.
But see,
and people would just like literally, and then the issue then with dealing with other grocery, not your grocery chain, but other grocery chains is then they wouldn't defend it. They would just look at it and go like, oh yeah. And like we would get a call like, they say they're, and then someone would come to the back and they say everything's out of date and you need to take this back. And you're like, no, what? And then I'd have to talk to the person on the phone. Like, what does it say? No, that's actually, we just roasted. Like that's a roasted honest. Well, I don't think people understand. Can you send down different dates that say this? And that definitely every few months.
Well, and we run into that because at the store, we've got both. We have some that are packed on.
Berserker.
Well, yeah, we have some.
Why not both?
Okay. We have some that are packed on. And actually some beer cans will say,
yes,
Best Buy and canned on.
And I think that's probably the best way to do it for some, like, especially for a beer connoisseur. Sometimes that, like we just said there on that date, I was like, is that a 6 month out date? Is it a 3 month? Like that doesn't tell me as much as when it was actually packaged.
Right.
So for someone like us, I think the best thing to do if you can is do both.
But like Trader Joe's, we have some things like
consumers shaking my head. I know, Rue, you know that you're in the service industry. You know what that is.
We have, some produce it's a packed on date. And then you have other things around the store that are used by dates, but it's very clear. And so if a customer asks me, then I say packed on this date. Yeah. So to some extent, then I think, okay, these people at these grocery stores were not, their employees were not trained to handle those questions.
They were trained to just like, I need to fix this right. Yeah, I need to fix this problem. And then they look and all of a sudden they start free and they don't think about it. And anyway.
All right.
And then eventually you'll correct that problem and then they get new staff and then it's like you go through. That's why I say that happens every would happen more often than you'd like to know about. But yeah. All right. The customer is always daft. I mean, right. Yeah, exactly. Berserker. Definitely a lot more in the flavor than actually in the aroma for me. Like I like
caramel actually.
I was gonna say I like there's a nice caramel sweetness in there. It's kind of light. It's bright with that flavor.
Yeah.
It's not a heavy maltiness. It's more of a lighter. Hops like not over the top at all. Like it's still very just kind of like more of like a bittering hop kind of thing. Maybe a little bit of a light fruit in with that, but that easily could be the malt as well. I don't know.
I get a little resin, little bit of resin and a little bit of the caramel and
a little bitterness on the finish.
It's not necessarily what I remember, but I don't actually know what I remember about this. I just remember liking it and I like it again.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, no, I still like this one. It is definitely maybe not as traditional or this was more traditional. Now it's kind of out of what, what newer styles and things that people do. I still think this is really good, but I think it's a beer. Maybe you'd have to, in today's climate, you'd probably have to describe a little bit like, yeah, this is a good IPA. Now it's gonna be a little bit, and you kind of have to talk about it as opposed to just, if you have any kind of hazy IPA, if you're like, yeah, it's a hazy juice, like that's pretty easy to sell to people. This is a little different.
This is like a West Coast style double IPA.
Yeah. 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 It's not as, but like even compared to like a Stone IPA or something like that, it's not. Stone IPA would be like more West Coast because it's obviously even more resinous, a little bit less on the malt, which that's kind of what it turned into. Yeah. So yeah, this is East Coast IPA, maybe something like that. But yeah, pretty good. All right, let's move on to the Hopslam, which has an extra % of alcohol. Comes in a little bit bigger can. Both these were similar in price. The Dogfish was a little cheaper. You paid
$2.63 for 12 ounces,
and I think this was around $3.50 for the 16 ounce. I could be misremembering, as Roger Clemens says.
That's right.
But yeah, like I said, it's similar enough in price. Hopslam a little bit easier to find than it used to be. It used to be like, oh my god, I got to get it as soon as it gets in there. Like
still just a seasonal.
Still seasonal. Yep. Still their spring season.
But yeah, this was a big thing at one point. And I guess obviously still is because you said you're hearing people talk to you.
Yeah, as soon as this was available, people were already mentioning, hey, have you guys had this one before? Have you tried it? This one also is brewed with honey. That's how I think they also kind of boost up the alcohol content a little bit. They put in little sugar action in there.
Is that so the yeast does more?
Has a little more to eat on there. Okay. It's just an easy. It's like when we put. Like when we do the pumpkin beer, we always, obviously that is also for flavor, like the molasses specifically, but that also kind of adds to the little extra alcohol there at the end. Definitely
very similar
in color, a little cloudy on the right one, on the Hopslam comparatively.
A little darker maybe, but very similar though.
All right. Aroma. The customer's wallet is always right, not their brain. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's
the money is always right. Sounds like Mr. Krabs.
It does kind of sound like Mr. That's kind of how it winds up working because, like, yeah, you can only try and educate as much as possible, and then sometimes it just turns into, all right, we have to, if we want to keep this larger customer, this customer period, we have to do this thing, which usually we always did. That's just the way you do it. It gets okay. That's all right. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. This one I definitely remembered, and I verified that on their website, which we'll obviously have a link to. More hops actually throughout, at least hop varietals, 6 different hop varietals in here. Big dosing of dry hopping of Simcoe toward the end. So hopefully this would have a little bit more aroma, and I think it does.
It does. Yeah, definitely more aroma than what we just had.
Yeah, there's a good amount, like I said, definitely more of the savory, some piney in there. Yep. Maybe like a little, like, maybe not quite
still getting some of the malt in there too, which you're going to need to to hold up against that.
Yeah, as you get higher in alcohol, you want to have a little bit more of a malt base to kind of help be the platform for all of the hop goodness and everything else. But yeah, actually it's a very nice aroma. It's still a little milder than I always would kind of think for something that's a double IPA / triple IPA. Again, we're in the climate now, as we talked about when people have asked me about this beer previously. It's like of New England style IPAs, hazy IPAs, even bigger West Coast stuff that I think have just eclipsed this in aromatics. Still a solid aroma, but there are other things that when I see this listed so high, I'm surprised that's above X, Y, and Z because so many of those have brought more to the table. But anyway, To the taste?
For the third time on a podcast?
This is literally probably about the third time on a podcast. Please don't ask us about this one again. Even if we like it this time, don't ask us about it.
We should be done.
We're done. When you hear people yell, "No, I want white chocolate, not white mocha," you just give up a little. Yeah, it's those kinds of things. I agree, Rue. Yeah, those are the kind of things that just kind of hit you. Something you're like, oh, hey. I mean, you know what that's like.
Oh, yeah.
It's always a great conversation. Slowly as the years wear on, as we take a little bit more down the road most traveled, finally some days you're just like, okay, whatever.
All right.
I don't know. The younger me would always be like, I would keep explaining until like, I'm going to make you understand this. And then now it's like as the years go by, you like, it's only 70% of an explanation. And then less and less, and you're finally like, well, it's this. Okay, whatever.
That's like after at Trader Joe's after, if somebody says, "Oh no, you had it last week." Well, actually, no, we've never carried that. No, I saw you did. Okay, and I just
I was gonna say,
all right, I because I'm not going to convince them, and that's fine. So I just all right. Well, I'll just say we don't have it today.
A new person would be like, "What aisle did you see it in? Prove it to me that it was there. I will show you the tag."
Yeah. Well, what?
You just throw your order guide at him. You're like, "Show me where it is on our list."
Show me. That's right.
That would be
I'm
great.
Show you on the computer.
You would never do that to a customer. That would be super rude. But yeah, no, they like, you were so positive.
Yeah.
It's like, settle
That
down.
whole, I showed you that video years ago, the Raider Moe's thing, right?
Oh my God.
You used to have it over there. It was in a blue or a yellow or a red container.
Yeah. I'm sorry. We have not had that. What do you, yeah. That
Talk to your manager. Your manager said, yeah.
I hear you. The fact it is not here. Sorry. Yeah, exactly. That's all you can say is like,
okay.
Like you just said, we don't have it today. That's perfect. I hear you. I understand it. All right. You ready?
Yep. That's fine.
I think for a third time, and I think hopefully everyone can hear us loud and clear, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's not a bad beer.
No.
Like it's fine. The thing for me that hits is just that I actually get the honey sweetness first.
Yeah.
And then there's some bitterness afterwards.
Yeah.
And then that's kind of it. Like,
and
it just
kind
does
of
not bring...
the sweetness lingers a little bit, and that's
does.
good.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's not like if someone said, "Hey, would you like one of these?" And this is what I have. I'm not going to say no. It's fine. It's
fine. It is a solid. It is a solid double IPA.
Right.
But I think it almost kind of falls in line with the Dogfish, where it's like I think other things have surpassed it at this point. I think it's still maybe if you're introduction to new higher alcohol beers or want to try some other things, I think they're good options. Maybe not for the Dogfish, just because like the hazies and stuff are so easy drinking now. I think those are easier introductions to people that normally don't like beer or like, only kind of like beer. And this one is good, but like I said, yeah, for me, the honey sweetness comes out more. Yeah. It kind of almost surpasses the malt. And then like I said, yeah, the little bitterness at the end, some other light floral notes, but not anything super distinct. Right. And I think worthy of some of the praise it gets and the excitement of it coming out. Like
I think that's it. It's not like this is once again, we're not saying this is a bad beer. It's a good beer, but it just doesn't.
It's overrated.
Yeah, just a little.
It's overrated at this point, but I think it is still quality. If you have never had one of these before, I think it is worth a try. If you've never had one before, just to experience it. Like I said, maybe your palate.
And maybe you think we're wrong.
That's true.
And that's fine.
And that's totally fine as well. Like I said, as like we always say, whether we like it or not,
you should give it a shot. But wait.
Oh, we have more things to say.
Jumped the gun just a little bit.
We did. Should we back up and talk about, say, our website where you can look at the other multiple times we have reviewed this exact same beer and said similar things?
You will find it, in video form at least once, maybe twice.
Yeah.
And since we were back on Twitch, actually. So,
that's true. Even since we were back on Twitch, like I said, you can go in the archives and find these possibly on YouTube. Like I said, at least the one from when we were back on Twitch, because that one is definitely in video form. If you want the oldest of the old and everything we have ever done, our website, AboutBeverages.com, will definitely help you out there. But YouTube is currently the great subscribe. If you only want audio podcasts, which that you can get absolutely everything, iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify. If you have a favorite podcasting app, just search for About Beverages and you will find us there. I almost guarantee it, like 99%, something like that. where I can guarantee 100% of the time we will be here some pillars.
The 3 pillars of social media.
Pillars.
Yes.
One of them is Hopslam. One of them is Dogfit. No.
Oh, wait. No. Those aren't the pillars of social media.
No, not at all.
I remember them as being Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter.
That's it. Yes.
I think Twitter's the one that we use the most often.
Quite a bit.
And I think that's when we let people know that we're going to be going live on twitch.tv/AboutBeverages, which we do most Thursday evenings around 5:30 Pacific. That's 8:30 Eastern. When we get together, we hang out, we try some different beverages, we talk about whatever happens to pop into our minds, whatever topics happen to be brought up in chat. And also, Andrew lets you know what he's going to be doing throughout the week as far as gaming, what he's going to be drinking while he's doing those games. And follow us on Twitter for the latest at About Beverages.
But, as we always say, whether we like it or not,
you should give it another shot.
Perfect. Love it.
Okay.
That's good. Give it a third shot?
Give it. You should continue to shoot.
You should continue to shoot.
That's what you say probably in Destiny, right?
Exactly.
You should continue to shoot.
Yeah. Keep shooting,
you
Guardian.
should shoot more.
Oh my God. But yeah, like I said, it's kind of what it's probably slightly better than I remember, honestly. Like I said, I think, but it's, again, to me, it's
good.
It's for the hype. The only way this probably wins out over some things, instructions unclear, got wasted.
Oh, wow.
The only thing I think where this maybe wins out over some things is price. Because if you're under $4 at, that amount of alcohol and, decent flavor, all those kind of things, it maybe kicks up a notch for some people, which might be why people go for that. But again, that's usually not something I super consider.
Gave it too many shots.
Gave it too many shots.
You've got grappling to do. Stop shooting. In that way, at least.
Yeah. You should be throwing more grenades, Guardian.
Practice your grappling.
Yeah, I have finished my grappling. Thank you, sir. May I have another grapple? Yeah. All of those things are very, very good options.
Commander, should we continue to grapple?
Slowly begin to grapple.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's okay. It's our 10-second beer review. It's okay.
Hopslam from Bell's.
I guess.
It's Uh-oh. Is it time?
I guess. I'm just trying to be prepared.
They're kind of similar, actually.
Yeah.
There's more bitter, I think, in the Hopslam. But this is there's something about this, maybe because I don't have this flavor profile a lot.
The dogfish.
I actually am really liking it. I think it's that there's like a smooth caramel hop nutty that's kind of tasty, actually. So I don't think they started it. Oh, yep. They're down by 2.
That's 2-0.
Yeah. Texas Tech is up.
I'm going to savor the first post-competition whiskey with the appreciation from a man stranded. Oh my God. Yeah. Like you're just going to I have this sometimes if I have something especially with whiskey, if it smells really good, I almost sometimes enjoy the aroma as much as the flavor. And that's how you can tell you have a good whiskey. I just keep sniffing it. And then,
well, it's good too, because you don't start traveling the road to inebriation. You're sniffing.
True. Wow. The road to
inebriation.
Maybe
there's a shirt right there. Road to inebriation has not come through the sniff. Wait, I don't know. Something in there. I like that.
That's not bad.
Oh, Lucky's doing it, huh?
Yeah, it looks like he's doing it. Yeah, I think we may need to dip in there and go.
How does he feel about Tyreek Hill? Although they just signed. You see who they signed though?
Juju Smith-Schuster.
Well, they have him, but then also today they signed. From the Packers.
Vontae Adams.
Marquez Valdez.
Scanlon. Oh, really? Interesting.
So now Aaron Rodgers has no one to throw to, except for Robert Tonyan.
Throws it to himself.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, you're making $50 million. You got to catch these passes too.
You should be catching those yourself. So next week we will not do beers next week because the following week will be beers because it's like National Beer Day or something like that.
National Beer Day.
But next week
I'll find a why. So I don't think we want to do this, but I did see we do have a reserve Merlot from Napa, and I was almost weirdly intrigued.
Merlot, you say?
I know, but I don't think we should do that. I think we'll find something else.
His offense just got immunized. Oh my God. Yeah. That is pretty good right there. I appreciate that.
He's been immunized. I've been immunized. That's what he said.
Oh, that is super, super annoying. But yeah, so maybe some wine things. Maybe I'll actually have a new whiskey by then, possibly.
Okay.
I did order some more stuff from Frey Ranch Distillers. I ordered another bottle of their rye, which we really liked. Apologies once again to them for saying Fry that whole time. That's actually why I want to do their podcast.
Oh, so
we can say it the correct way.
We can make amends.
We can make amends that way. But yeah, I bought a bottle of their bourbon as well. So we'll let you know if that one does happen to come in next week. Maybe we'll do that. But yeah, we'll figure that out.
You got to hold us to it. No beer next week.
No beer next week.
Unless we open with one, but we'll find something else to open with.
We'll try and find something else to open up.
Want to open with a hard kombucha? We have one called June Shine at work now.
Sure.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll grab one of those cans.
Okay.
It's like a variety pack. So.
All right. Well, we are going to go say hi to Lucky. We're going to go give him a raid right now. He's doing some Destiny stuff. Looks like he is farming some lost sectors, some bounties, things of that nature. Go say hi to him, and we will see you next.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. And hang with Lucky or enjoy some basketball or do whatever else you're going to do. But have a good week. You'll see him tomorrow. See me next week.
That's right. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Enjoyed my stay.
Oh,
he did enjoy it. Oh, good.